What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Knicks versus Raptors post-game show. I'm your host, Troy, and you could be on any other stream right now, but you're choosing to be here with me, and I really do appreciate that. Now, before we get started and cover the game, the amazing game tonight where we saw OG and Cat go off, you know I gotta say, we are still on a mission to try to reach 25,000 subscribers, and we could really use your support. If you enjoy daily Knicks content like this, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button because it could really support all the great content that we're creating for you. Let's get into tonight's game. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of them things. The Knicks have won 4 games straight. And one of the main common themes out of all of the Knicks wins thus far has been the defense, the improved defense in the month of December. Well, really not the month of December, but over the last, I want to say 5, maybe 7 or 9 games, the Knicks and their defense has been near the top of the league while they're maintaining a near top of the league offense. What that amounts to is almost unbeatable basketball. When the Knicks are playing like this, they're moving the ball, they're moving themselves, and they're getting other players involved, making the game easier on themselves and playing defense, getting transition buckets. And then when you're getting turnovers and making the game easier, every single person makes the game easier for yourself. The team plays better together, and nobody is worried about touching the ball because they understand when they're on the court, they're going to get the ball. There's so much to talk about tonight. So many reasons why the Knicks dominated and destroyed the Raptors. But for me, the main reason why the Knicks dominated, why they came in and took advantage of this game from start to finish, really, was because of OG Anunoby and Karl-Anthony Towns. When I'm talking about they came into that second quarter with a mission on their minds, that's exactly what happened. In the first quarter, the Knicks were allowing the game to come to them. They were still testing out the Raptors, what they were trying to throw at them, and the game was kept close. But then the offense in the second quarter came out of nowhere, and it really wasn't OG and Cat. It was really a combination of OG, Karl-Anthony Towns, Mikal Bridges, Deuce McBride, and Cam Payne off the bench. An amazing combination. But in that third quarter, the reason why we scored another 40-plus quarter, something that we haven't done since the 1980s, was because of OG and Karl-Anthony Towns. 62 points combined between the two to allow the Knicks to win 4 games straight, get this victory, beat the Raptors, and try to win this, and try to go within the rest of the year on a better win streak, adding more wins and beating the teams that we should beat. Now we're locked in for Christmas Day. But this game tonight proves one thing that I already knew. This Knicks team is getting better. We're clicking. The chemistry is getting better. But our defense is our defense is finally starting to look like what it was supposed to look like to start the season. Everything's coming together, and we are becoming that team that's a legit contender in the Eastern Conference, and I could not be happier. We're going to break down each and every part of this game and how the Knicks were able to be so dominant against the Toronto Raptors. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and make sure you have notifications turned on. So that way, anytime we drop new content, you get notified. And now, let's get started. The Knicks dismantled the Raptors in a dominant OG Anunoby game. Guys, I don't even know where to start because if you're looking at this game, if you're looking at the first quarter, obviously the Knicks did not do what they needed to do in that first quarter. And if I could be honest here, if you've been watching the last couple of games, what's up with our turnovers? We're turning the ball over so often in the first quarter. And I'm not talking about only this game. You can go back to each and every game we played over the last 5 or 6 games. The turnovers in that first quarter just seem to be a little higher than normal. Now, normally into the second, third, fourth quarter, we control it and it's not as bad. but we have to control those early turnovers because they're hurting the Knicks early. And if we're able to control that, play that same level of defense, we'll be able to blow out teams much earlier than the second quarter. We'll be able to do it in the first quarter. We just have to make sure we lock in. Now, our defense was a little bit shaky to start. You saw Toronto, specifically R.J. Barrett, really attacking the Knicks inside, attacking what we were doing, and they were pushing the ball. And if you notice, when any opposing team pushes the ball against the Knicks inside, or they play very good defense on us and they're switching a lot, it causes the Knicks a lot of problems. Oftentimes, they hunt the mismatch, and that's where they get caught up. Tonight, I felt like they did the best thing they possibly could do. They waited and was patient with their offense. They knew the Raptors were going to flame out at some point. Scotty Barnes can't get it done. RJ Barrett can't get it done. And those two together, they're pretty much inefficient. They've never been great together. Either one player goes off or the other. Never two together. And honestly, tonight's game showed you that. We had to withstand the storm, and we did it through defense, through ball movement, through player movement. And in that second quarter, the avalanche of offense that we saw in that second quarter, led, by the way, by the elite, and I have to call it what it is at this point, elite playmaking by Karl-Anthony Towns. This man passes the ball to OG behind his head, around his back, around his stomach. I don't know how creative these passes are, how he's even attempted to do any of them. But the way he's passing the ball, nobody's expecting it, but our teammates seem to still catch it. They're able to convert, and we're able to make a play off of it. It comes because of smart cutting, smart shooting, and also trusting the pass and trusting the players on the floor. Never before in my life have I seen a Knicks team on the floor trust each other like this, on defense and on offense. Nobody's selfish. Nobody cares who has the most points at the end of the game. It's always about how I can get there, how I can win, who's going to help me win. Tonight, it was OG and Karl-Anthony Towns. The other night, it was Jalen Brunson and Mikal Bridges. The night before that, Karl-Anthony Towns and Mikal Bridges. What I'm trying to say is the Knicks are so stacked. We're so good that our captain in Jalen Brunson can have an off night scoring, cannot even be involved really in terms of having an impact on offense. And we can still blow out teams without having to worry about anything. One of the major conversations last season was the non-Brunson minutes. You know, it's funny. I haven't heard anything about the non-Brunson minutes. And there's a reason why I'm not hearing anything about the non-Brunson minutes. Because when Brunson's not in the game, we are not only thriving, we are dominating. Our defense looks a little bit better. And I love JB. Don't get me wrong. I know what he gives to this team. So I'm not knocking him by any stretch of the imagination. But in that second quarter, Cam Payne, Deuce McBride in the backcourt, let's say what it is. Dangerous on offense and dangerous on defense. They both go after it. They both attack. And the three-pointers that Cam Payne was giving you, the reason why the Knicks were so up in that second quarter, while we were blowing the doors off of that second quarter, was because of the play of Cam Payne and how well he was playing with this Knicks team. You could really look at it from a quarter-to-quarter breakdown. Knicks didn't do so good in the first quarter. The second quarter basically set the Knicks up for what was going to be the lead for the entire game. And then the third quarter, where we completely shut the door on the Raptors ever coming back into this game, it was because of two people. OG Anunoby and Karl-Anthony Towns. And because of those two guys putting on a show, another performance of dominance, the Knicks were able to win this game, blow out the Raptors like we should do, but do it in a way that showcases our skill set and tells everybody in the league, we're not a team that you can ever take lightly anymore. We're getting healthier, we're looking better, we're clicking. And when all that happens, this is what happens. And I mean, if OG Anunoby is going to look like that, if you can make OG look like that, it has to be a good game. And the final score doesn't even let you know how much of a dominant game the Knicks played. 139 to 125. that may be the final score, but in my head, it looks like 139 to 100 because it felt like for the entire game, the Knicks were up by at least 40. Like it says here, Knicks video says it out, 4 in a row for the Knicks. We win. Now you can see the quarter-to-quarter breakdown here. We definitely have to do that. But before I do, my mouth is so dry because I've been yelling at the top of my lungs to start the game. And now in the post game, I need to get a drink of water. So please, guys, take a look at OG's beautiful face here. We've never seen that before. Let me take a drink of water here. Okay. As you can see here with the quarter-to-quarter breakdown, I did say in that first quarter, Knicks scored 30 points, Raptors 28. Again, it wasn't that the Knicks played bad. It's just that when you watch the quarter, this unnecessary turnovers, we're not making shots that we normally should make, not playing the right defense, allowing them to attack inside. It's just things that the Knicks right now wouldn't allow. We're a better team than that. So you expect better. And we got better as we waited for the game to progress. As you can see in the second and third quarters there, 40 points in the second quarter, 41 points in the third quarter. You can't play better basketball than that. The way the Knicks are playing on defense, we were stopping their penetration. We were making it hard on their perimeter shots. We were making sure that when we got the rebound, this was key here, especially from Karl-Anthony Towns. And this won't show up in the box score. You won't see this on his stat line. He takes the ball, chucks it from behind his head, Kevin Love style, all the way up court to whoever is the first person up court. Sometimes Anunoby, sometimes Bridges, whoever it is. And that person catches the ball, and we're able to dominate even further, do what we need to do even further inside the paint. That's why the Knicks were so dominant. Not only was the ball movement, but it was the purposeful ball movement. Karl-Anthony Towns made it a point tonight to not only score. He had 31 points. We're going to get to that. He also rebounded as well, too. He was close to a triple-double because of the playmaking that he did. And if you were watching the game, you saw the playmaking absolutely in the second quarter. You saw it to close out the third quarter. Tom Thibodeau was not happy in that fourth quarter. 43 points we gave up to the Raptors in that quarter. We only scored 28. To be fair, it was pretty much garbage time. We were not really paying attention to the game. We were allowing them to shoot a lot of open threes and really allowing them to play inside the paint, do whatever they wanted to do. So again, the game and the score is a little bit closer because of what we allowed them to do in the fourth. But if we play just a little bit better in the fourth and we controlled the game like we did basically for the first, well, really for the second and third quarter, then that fourth quarter would have been controlled as well, and that score would have been more of a blowout. In my head, though, this was a win worth talking about because we did it on the backs of different players, and that's the constant theme you're seeing around here right now. It could be Jalen, it could be Mikal, it could be Karl-Anthony Towns, it could be OG Anunoby. Who knows? On any given night, it could be any one of those guys. You're never going to know until it happens. But when it happens, it's so hard to ignore. And OG Anunoby's stat line tonight, almost impossible to ignore. Probably the best stat line on the team in terms of individual stats and in terms of two-way play. There's nobody better in terms of tonight's game. Look what OG Anunoby did tonight, guys. 31 points, 13 of 15. 13 of 15. 13 of 15 from the field. And by the way, he barely missed for the time we were going off in the third. When he caught it, it was near automatic. Now, I made a video a couple of days ago about his wrap on his shoulder, on his elbow. Yeah, he's not injured. I don't think he's injured. And you know what? Wear the wrap for the rest of the season. You're going to shoot like that? Wear it forever. I don't care. Doesn't bother me as long as you're going to continue to shoot like that. 31 points on 13 of 15 shooting from the field. 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, plus 25. I don't know how to describe OG Anunoby anymore. I've called him Demon Time, defensive monster, defensive juggernaut, best two-way player in the league, best two-way player on the Knicks, one of the best contracts we have because he's worth every single penny of it, has not missed a game yet, and even though a lot of people wish for his downfall, he still continues to prove why the Knicks gave him all of that. It doesn't matter if he's scoring. His defense going to always it doesn't matter if he's scoring. His defense is always going to look the same. But what is going to look a little bit different is when that defense is paired with the offense that we saw tonight. 13 of 15, and it was easy. Wasn't it so easy for OG to score 13 out of 15 because of the ways he did it? When I say he picked his former team apart, that's the theme going around. Karl-Anthony Towns picked his former team apart. OG Anunoby picked his former team apart. You wanted a three-pointer? He got it for you. You wanted to see him cut? He did it for you. You wanted to see him hit the mid-range? He got that for you. You wanted to see him play make? Oh, yeah, he did that. And in case you were missing the defense, yeah, he dove on the floor for loose balls, stole the ball directly from players' hands just to pass it up court to somebody else or attack himself, finish, get to the line, get to the free throw line, attack, make sure other players get in foul trouble. That's what the Knicks were doing tonight, and that was spearheaded by OG Anunoby. But you saw another player in that graphic as well, too, right? I'm not the only person who saw that player there, right? Karl-Anthony Towns. Karl-Anthony Towns and OG Anunoby combined for 31 points apiece. 31 apiece. He shot, Cat, by the way, shot 73% from the field. 31 points on 73% shooting from the field. 10 rebounds, 7 assists, plus 17. And shout out to Knicks Muse, who clearly states, running out of words to describe him. You know, I am too, but there's one word I can describe him with. MVP. Those are MVP level numbers. There's no other way to say that. There's no other way to say it. 31, 10, and 7. Listen to that. He plays the 5. Listen to that. 31, 10, and 7. What? Near triple-double for Karl-Anthony Towns? One of the main reasons we win tonight's game, and he's not even looking for his shot that much. I know he had 31 points, but it was the assist that stood out for me. If you're watching this game, it's how he got others involved. Mikal, OG, Jalen Brunson, and his threat of the pick and roll allowed Jalen Brunson to score more points in the third quarter when he was basically silent in the first half. Jalen Brunson had 3 points. Had 3 points in the first half. And by halftime, the Knicks were up 18, 70-52. And Jalen Brunson didn't do anything. Jalen Brunson didn't have to do anything. It's not a knock to Jalen. It's more praise to Jalen. Jalen doesn't have to work 45 minutes a night to help the Knicks win a game. He doesn't have to play much to help the Knicks win a game. OG's enough. Cat's enough. Mikal's enough. And Mikal's not going to get enough burn, not going to get enough praise. Good defense, good three-point shooting again, good efficiency again. He didn't score 20-plus points again. Didn't score 30-plus points again. Didn't have to because Wingstop traded. Last game it was Mikal. The game before that it was Mikal. Honestly, the entire month of December it's been Mikal. It really hasn't been OG. So OG getting his time to shine right now in this game against his former team, you gotta love it. And hopefully this starts a trend for the Knicks to continue all of these players playing the exact same way, even better. We could utilize it. OG impressed me so much tonight. His two-way play has always been good. But tonight, I just felt that paired with the efficiency. I mean, listen, the Kawhi Leonard comparisons, I've kind of stayed away from them. You guys know that. I've not dropped any videos about it. I've stayed away. I've stayed away from calling him part 2 of that. The defense, the level of aggression, the offense, and the ability to do it so efficiently and not wane defensively. He's the closest thing to Leonard that I've ever seen in my life. And I've watched basketball since Leonard came into the league. And I haven't seen a player in the league now today on any team that can compare to him until OG Anunoby. He's part two of Kawhi Leonard, and there's no way else to explain it. The numbers, the defense, the amount of stamina he has to stay out there and be able to do it for however long you need him to do it for. OG Anunoby, Karl-Anthony Towns, the main reasons we won this game, but also the ball movement, the defense specifically in the second and third quarters when the Knicks woke up, and that led to us scoring those 40-plus quarters. We don't get there without the defense. And these last couple of games, the defense for the Knicks has been top in the league. I believe top 4 or top 5 in the league, and that is important to note because as our offense continues to climb, our defense is starting to join it. This is a nightmare for any team in the league. No team wants to see the Knicks have this. The Knicks having this means dominance. It means dominance for the rest of the season without any team coming to shut it off because no team can, not when we're operating like this. Let's continue here. A couple of other things to talk about. Obviously, we have to talk about the Knicks and the amount of minutes some of the players played here. So, of course, you know me, kind of the minutes police. I will talk about that a little bit. Mikal Bridges tonight, 41 points, 4 of 8 from 3, 14 points and 4 assists. Very good game for Mikal Bridges. I don't like the minutes at 41. Honestly, I wish we can lower them down just a little bit more. I thought we had an ability to do that. But the rest of the starters, I'm okay. I'm actually pretty okay. OG Anunoby, 34 minutes. Karl-Anthony Towns, 32 minutes. Jalen Brunson, 32 minutes. He shot 4 for 13 from the field, so not great in terms of his shooting. Honestly, he missed a lot of shots that he normally would make. The thing for me with Brunson is a 0 for 5 from 3 and his free throws. Wasn't hitting his 3 free throws tonight. 3-pointers not there for him tonight, but still gave you 12 points, gave you 7 assists. I mean, Jalen Brunson, even though he's not going to score sometimes, he's always going to find a way to be effective. Josh Hart, 31 minutes, 3 of 6 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3. Gave you 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and 11 points. Not the greatest Josh Hart game, but again, he didn't really have to give you the greatest Josh Hart game. Achua, Payne, and McBride playing 15-plus minutes each is impressive. Achua with 22 minutes off the bench. He had 7 rebounds. Also had another 3-pointer in tonight's game. Gotta love that. 5 points and 2 assists. Jericho Sims. Campaign, 15 minutes, 7 of 10 from the field. 4 of 7 from 3, had 19 points in 15 minutes. That's just ridiculous. Miles McBride, 25 minutes played, 5 of 8 from the field, 12 points, 5 assists, and 4 rebounds. So Deuce getting it done as well, too. I mean, Deuce McBride and Campaign together, I think I saw somebody in the chat say it. They're legitimately like the 6th man of the year combined together, and we have them as a backcourt. It's great to see. We also saw Landry Shamet basically come in for the first 1 minute of the game. In garbage time, shot 1 shot, made it in. So shout out to Landry Shamet making his first basket as a Knick. Saw Tyler Kolek got the crowd going when he came in for his 1 minute as a Knick. Again, we could kill Tom Thibodeau a little bit here for the minutes distribution. But if Mikal Bridges is the only starter that plays 41 minutes and the rest of the team is playing 34, 33, 32 minutes, I'm not going to get too upset by that. I do think if the Raptors didn't make that push, didn't really push that hard in the fourth quarter, those minutes would be a lot more down. But we had to play them in the fourth quarter because the Raptors, unfortunately, were making a run because we allowed them to do that. But the team stats, they reveal a lot. Not only do they tell you why the Knicks won this game, they also tell you some of the things the Knicks did not do that well that we should take a look at. So let's take a look at this. Then we're going to go to the chat gang, and then we're going to go right back to the team stats. So let's go ahead and do that. So team stats tonight. Clearly, I mean, with the Raptors and the Knicks, I mean, you see there, 59.3% shot for the Knicks, 54.5% shot for the Toronto Raptors. So clearly, both teams were shooting very well from the field. It was really from 3 where you saw the Knicks get away with the game a little bit. You saw 45.9% with 3-pointers made from for the Knicks, and the Raptors 39.3%. I mean, when you see that level of difference in the NBA, it's going to cause a difference that's going to lead the Knicks to win the game. 15 turnovers to the Knicks, 17 turnovers. Again, I don't like the turnover numbers for the Knicks. It's just entirely too high for me. The Knicks can turn that down. We're normally a better team in the league. I think we're about 12.5 turnovers right now in the league, which I think is around 4th or 5th. So we're usually very good. We need to clean that up. Last couple of games, we've just not been great with that. Toronto, though, still had 15 turnovers. Then the rebounds, again, see here, I mean, rebound battle, we won it, but not by much. 35 for the Knicks and 30 for the Toronto Raptors. So those team stats alone basically tell you that the reason the Knicks won this game was because of the three-pointers. But is that the only reason why the Knicks won this game? Is there a little bit more to the story that those team stats aren't stating? Well, there is, and that's why I love the full team stats and I love the shot chart. But before we get to that, I made you guys a promise. I said I was going to go to the chat gang, and I'm going to go to the chat gang. Let's see your comments, see what you guys have to say, and get your take about tonight's game. Let's go to you guys, see what you guys have to say. Yuri, my guy, my moderator in here, says, I like that Precious is starting to shoot threes now. I mean, listen, I like it. I don't want him to do it often. I do like it that he's becoming a threat, but he's not Karl-Anthony Towns. I want to see him drive a little bit more, attack a little bit more. I feel like he can do that, but, you know, shout out to him for at least attempting it. It's good to at least have the attempt and somebody to try it. Josh says, you know it's a blowout when Hart starts caroling with the crowd. Oh, my goodness. That was hilarious. Anybody watching the broadcast, shout out to Ja. Josh Hart is a comedian. On the bench during the timeout, I believe it was a timeout, just caroling, singing Merry Christmas songs with the crowd. You can do that when you're up almost 33 points. Knicks had almost 33 points up on the Raptors at one point. It was ridiculous, man. My guy David says, OG Anunoby, play like prime Kawhi Leonard 2.0. It's time. Let's get him to the All-Star game. Same with Brunson and Towns. Absolutely, guys. If you have not voted for our guys yet, please do. I try to do so as much often as I can, as much as they allow me to. Please vote for our guys. Vote Brunson. Vote Towns. Vote OG Anunoby. We need to get them in the All-Star game. These guys are playing like All-Stars. They deserve it. Let's see here. Khadija says, OG got his own mic today. Yeah, but he didn't take it. He didn't take his own mic. I saw Han gave it to him. What was it? MOG, I think. What is it? I forget the exact terminology on the mic, but it was great that they did that. But he learned his lesson, didn't take the mic. It was hilarious. Carl Knight says, this game just signifies why we don't need to do a Jordan Clarkson trade. Carl, you're trying to get me mad? Did you not see my rant from the Jordan Clarkson video? You want me to get upset again? You understand how upset I got. I had to take Advil after that show. I had a headache after that show, okay? I had to take medicine after that show, Carl. I don't appreciate Jordan Clarkson conversation right now. All right? Garbage. I appreciate you. Yuri says, yo, sup, Troy? The defense has improved drastically from the Boston game on opening night. I know people don't like what's I know people don't like what happened in the dice roll incident, but that legit woke the Knicks up. I mean, you're right. We don't like what happened. I don't like what happened. Nobody likes to see Trae Young and his bald head roll dice, fake dice on MSG. You know he's never played CeeLo in his life, by the way. Nobody rolls dice like that. Ain't nobody rolling dice like that. And by the way, you know he wasn't at the craps table in Vegas, because if you're rolling dice like that in Vegas, you ain't getting nothing. Man ain't rolled dice in his life. Talking about rolling dice at MSG. My goodness. Learn how to roll dice first. You're lucky I didn't make a reaction video out of that. I could have, but I didn't. I stopped myself. Only because we lost. Never mind. All right. Josh says, OG embodies defense. Nostalgia Nick says the fans woke the Knicks up. I don't know if it was the fans. I don't know if it was OG, if it was Cat, whoever it was. I'm just happy that we're woke, that we're awakened, because we needed it. We needed that shot in the arm to become that better team defensively. Now we're taking more pride in it. Now, it's not to say that the defense is otherworldly. I'm not saying our transition defense is better. It's not. Our perimeter defense is better. It's not. However, interior defense, a lot better. Man-on-man defense, a lot better. Support and help defense, a lot better. We're not over-helping, over-committing. So you're seeing that a little bit more. I like that. I do hope the Knicks can continue that, because that's why I think we're winning. We're not over-helping. The over-helping used to kill us. Because we're trusting ourselves and trusting the other player to be there, we're not over-committing. Very good basketball as of late. Good to watch as well, too. And personally speaking, I'm a fan of ball movement. So anytime the ball is moving and the players are moving and all that stuff is happening, I mean, that's the best basketball to watch. And we've been spoiled recently because that's all we've been watching. Nostalgia Nick says, congrats to Nick's family on the W. Carl Knight says, my bad, bro. But also, can we talk about how Karl-Anthony Towns is arguably playing like a better version of prime Kevin Love? I mean, honestly, he's probably playing way better than that comparison because Kevin Love is not close to where Towns is right now. Towns is at MVP level status right now. There's nobody doing the numbers he's putting up right. Unless you're an MVP, you got to be MVP level to do this. I think he has better numbers than Joel Embiid does to the season right now. Joel Embiid, who won MVP multiple times a year. That's the conversation that he's in right now. He's far exceeded conversations of Kevin Love. He's in a new territory here. And that new territory came with him joining the Knicks. Let's remember that. The Knicks were able to get this version out of him, not the Timberwolves. Very important. David says, good defense all night by the Knicks. Sure, it looked slow in the fourth, but the offense did more than enough to get this dominant win. Joseph said, Cat will dominate Wemby. I believe that. I'm not even thinking about it. Honestly, I'm not even thinking about it. I know that's going to be a good matchup, but I honestly believe the ball movement, the way we move that ball, nobody can guard it. You can't guard that with that many shooters. How do you guard that? You can't guard ball movement like that. And you don't know who's going to shoot it. That's the problem. If Mikal catches it, how much are you going to bet he's going to shoot it or he's going to pass it to open OG in the corner? Maybe 50-50, right? What gamble are you taking? And Mikal is so smart that he can read the defense and understand what you're going to do before you do it. We got a bunch of dogs on this team. How could you not be? I'm ecstatic. Christmas Day can't come soon enough. I wish I could be able to call that game and do post-game for you, but I want to eat on Christmas, and if I do any post-game, my family won't feed me. They don't want to hear me yell about the Knicks on Christmas. I'm actually thankful that they're letting me watch the game, although I hope it's not the animated version because I really don't want to watch the animated version. I mean, I know Monica McNutt's going to do it, and I think Lola Bunny's going to be on the call, but I don't. I just want to watch the real version. You know, that's okay. I don't want to watch the quick. I got to talk to my family about that, actually. All right. Got to have a call with my family after this live because we got to make sure we're putting on the real basketball game. David says, it's the last comment before we go to the team stats. Cat says, he says, Cat was just 3 assists of a triple-double. He is due for a triple-double. Someday he'll get it, maybe next game. I think he will. I mean, he can pass with the best of them. He can rebound with the best of them, clearly. He can score with the best of them. It's only a matter of time before he gets it. But I don't care if he gets a triple-double. As long as he's impactful like this, I'll never care. And Joseph says, LOL, Troy. Hey, man, I appreciate you. It's all for the laughs and entertainment. I hope you guys continue to enjoy the stream. Let's continue here, though, guys, because we have some more content to discuss here. Obviously, we do want to talk about, or at least I want to talk about, the team stats and the shot chart. Because like I always do, I break those things down for you guys because it really does tell another side of the story of the game. And a lot of people don't break that down. We kind of avoid it. We assume we know what it is. But when we look at things on paper, when we look at it, we have a visual of it. It changes the perspective. So I love taking the time to break it down. And I think you guys have loved the breakdown as well, too. So appreciate you guys. Let's take a look here. So with the Raptors, you can see here, we allowed the Raptors to shoot 77 shots. That's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. 77 shots allowed. That's important. Very, very important. That shows you the level of defense. That shows you the defense and where we are as a team. Just for comparison, do I have the other stats? Comparison, the Wolves game, 89 shots allowed. So 89 for the Wolves, and then this game, 77 allowed. That's improved defense. That's what you call that. We're holding them to 77 shots. You know what that is? 77 shots for the game. That's incredible. And they had RJ and Barnes playing, but they couldn't do anything because the Knicks kept attacking and getting them in foul trouble. That's what the Knicks were doing. They're playing very smart basketball. They were playing their opponent so well, and you can see it here. That's not the only stat that jumps off the page, though, does it? Another stat does as well too. and that is the team assist. 34 team assists to 28 assists for the Raptors. I'm going to be blue in the face before anybody acknowledges how many times I've talked about this stat. Team assist. Probably my favorite stat out of every stat I give each and every night, because that stat by far tells you whether you win or whether you lose as a team. 20 or under, the Knicks are likely getting blown out. 25, we have a chance. 27, 28, 29, and up, we're destroying teams. And the more we add, the more destruction we do. And that saying 34 assists to 28, that lets you know exactly where the Knicks were doing their damage. Fast break points, we also did very well, 29 to 20. But guys, another area that stands out there, 62 points in the paint to 48. Dominance. 62 to 48. 62 of our points in the paint. Raptors weren't playing any defense in that third. We destroyed their confidence. Destroyed it. How could you not get it destroyed? Because it didn't really matter what they did. It didn't matter. They double-teamed, triple-teamed Karl-Anthony Towns, passed it to an open-wide OG Anunoby. What happened? Got destroyed anyways. Got demolished anyways. Shout out to my guy, Yuri. Super chat involved as well, too. I appreciate you. He says, yo, OG and Mikal are top 10 in, what is it? In G-Rent stat? Is that right? Top 10? I think you're saying G-Wrench? Am I saying that right? Maybe we can get a follow-up on that. Blocks and steals and drives and stops. Gotcha. You know, the term did sound a little bit familiar, but I'm not as used to it as seeing it in this type of conversation. Nobody actually has that conversation with me, actually. Yuri, I appreciate you, number one. Number two, I appreciate you giving me that stat, because I'm even more hyped to understand that Wingstop is doing this. So shout out to you and shout out to your super chat. I appreciate you, my guy. Let's keep it going here, though. I want to go back to the team. Oh, I do there. Sorry about that. I want to go back to the team stats here. Let's keep it going here. All right. What did you do, YouTube? I'm making sure YouTube didn't do anything to me. All right, good. All right, going back to the team stats here. And shout out to Yuri for that great information. Didn't know that beforehand. As you can see here, with the points in the paint, like I said, 62 to 48. I mean, when you're dominating like that inside the paint, when you're shooting the way the Knicks were shooting, 59.3% from the field and 45.9% from three, we put up 37 threes and we hit 17 of them. When you're hitting your threes, when you're hitting your shots inside the paint, when you're dominating inside, when you're shooting 59% from the field, and you're passing the ball as a team 34 times as a team, and you're forcing turnovers, that's what's going to happen. You're going to be able to win games. You're going to be able to dominate games. And that's what the Knicks were doing. I love what I was able to see out of this Knicks team tonight, because they are able to showcase at times, especially tonight, why they can be a force in this team, why no other team on any given night wants to play us, because nobody wants to go against this. This level of defense and offense, it's just incredible. And it's just like Tom Thibodeau teams, isn't it? To start off slow, and as the season progresses, get better and better and better. We are 19-10 on the season, riding a 4-game win streak. And we have OG Anunoby, Karl-Anthony Towns to thank for tonight's game, but the entire team to thank for the level of play and where we are right now. Salute to the captain. He's not going to get enough praise, but I saw what he was doing out there tonight. Didn't force anything again. He realized Cat had it, OG had it, and he let those guys cook. And you saw it as soon as he was entering the game back in that third quarter. He knew what the assignment was. Yeah, he had to score, and he did, but he had to pass, and that's exactly what he did. And if you look at the shot chart, I mean, you can clearly see what the Knicks did and what the Raptors tried to do. The Raptors tried to attack the paint and tried to attack outside. They hit a couple of those open three-point shots, not going to lie. They obviously shot 39.3% from the field. And on a normal night, on another team they faced, that might have been decent. Against the Knicks, it's not decent because the Knicks are one of the better teams on offense. But maybe against another team, it might have been okay. But the Knicks, you can see there, their attacks inside the paint, a lot more successful. Their three-point attempts, a lot more successful. Again, they're just picking the shots better. But it's more than that, isn't it? It's more than picking the shots better. It's about moving the ball and moving yourself. Toronto, they like to run in transition. When we stop that, they're very bad. They don't pass the ball. A couple of passes, and then they try to isolate and devastate. That's what they try to do a lot. RJ tries to do that. Barnes tries to do that. A couple of their rookies try to do that. With the Knicks, we don't have that same type of ego. We don't care about that. We're moving the ball and making the extra pass if it makes sense. You saw Mikal do it a couple of times tonight. OG did it. I mean, Karl-Anthony Towns did it for most of the game. He probably could have put up 50 points if he wanted to, but he wanted to get others involved, and he saw OG Anunoby was on a heater, and he kept passing him the ball. That right there is intelligent basketball, smart play that we've never seen a Knicks team do until this year. We finally have the roster that we've always wanted, and they're finally playing like the team we've always wanted to see. There's nothing else I can say or complain about. Well, I take that back. I can complain about a lot of things. I mean, I'm Troy. Of course, I'll find something to talk about. But overall, for the most part, tonight's game, in terms of start to finish, where the team was, and the attack, the way we attacked, and the way that the Toronto Raptors didn't know where it was coming from, it was a very complete game. One of my favorite games of the season. I'm going to throw it up there with the Minnesota Timberwolves game and with the Denver Nuggets game. Probably top 3 game of the season for me. I'm adding it there right now. That's the games for me. But you guys, let me know in the chat. As of right now for the season, what are your top 3 favorite games the Knicks have played? Because for me, tonight's game, it goes in that category. I don't know how it couldn't. With OG and Karl-Anthony Towns playing like this gives you a glimpse of potentially what could happen in the postseason. Imagine the postseason, this happens, and Jalen doesn't go off. And then the next game, Jalen goes off because OG needs a little bit of a rest after he goes off like this. And we can do that because we're structured to do that. How do you stop it? How do you stop that look? OG looked like that. They had OG Anunoby looking like that. How are you going to stop him from looking like that? You can't stop that. Good luck. Good luck to you. Good luck to the league. Good luck to anybody trying to come after this Knicks team. You can't. We're too good. We're too dominant. And we're only just getting started. Give us a couple more games. Watch this team get even better. Watch us get even more healthier. And then watch what we do. Watch how locked down we get. And then come back and talk to us. This Knicks team is about to do what I always knew that they could do. Give me a 10-game win streak, put the league on notice, and let everybody know what I've been screaming at the top of my lungs since day one. New York basketball is back. We are here. We are ready to take over, and it is our time. You had the league on lock for a while. A lot of your teams had your chance. It's our time. It's our moment. It's our time to shine. And we take it one game at a time. You don't believe me? Watch the replay of this Raptors game where the Knicks took the confidence and the soul of the Toronto Raptors. If I can quote one of my favorite movies, Mortal Kombat, I'm going to replace a name, though. Instead of Liu Kang, Raptors, RJ Barrett, Scotty Barnes, your soul is mine. Knicks win, baby. Let's go. So hyped for this win. So hyped for the Knicks. And I can't wait to see what they do moving forward. What a way to get Christmas Eve almost here and starting So happy for that. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, happy holidays to you and your family. Whatever you celebrate, happy holidays to you and whatever you're going to do. Without further ado, let's go to the chat gang and see what you guys have to say because I can't wait to hear it. Let's keep it going here. Josh says, we here, Troy. We here. This is our time. We are here. Joseph says, Knicks. Nostalgia Nick with the fire emojis. Go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go. Let's go, baby. Yuri says, good impression. Well, I appreciate that. I'm not going to say I practice it or anything, you know. Just saying it's my favorite movie for a while, so I might have practiced it. David says, I actually didn't realize till I looked at the stats. Brunson and Cat both fouled out, but it didn't really matter. This was a dominant Knicks win. They did foul out. I didn't mention it because it honestly really didn't matter. If it caused the game to change in a way, I would have mentioned it. But those fouls from Towns, a lot of them, they were just hustle fouls, intensity fouls, game fouls that he was in the moment for. And he was playing defense a lot while he was doing that. I'm not going to hate on him for doing that. Just like I'm not going to hate on Anunoby for getting, 4 or 5 fouls, whatever the case would be for Brunson. It doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is how we won, what we did, and what we did right. As a team, we did so many good things tonight that I hope we continue to push forward when we face Wemby and the Spurs on Christmas Day. Marcel says, we didn't play that ish out here in New York. Stand the F up. He's definitely right. We don't play none of that. None of that. You ain't going to come to MSG and think you run anything. We shut you down. We shut everything down. Our city. Our city. You're not coming in here and doing nothing. Shout out. Shout out to everybody in the chat as well, too. If you haven't hit the like button already as well, please go ahead and smash it if you could. I don't know why, but the videos just tend to do better when the like buttons are hit because it goes into the YouTube algorithm. Whole bunch of other nonsense that I don't even understand myself, but it helps is all I know. So please, if you don't mind, it would really help out. Appreciate you. Isaiah says, Troy, people keep telling me that Derek White is better than OG, and I feel like that's not true at all. Is Derek White better than Kawhi Leonard? The answer is no, right? OG Anunoby's playing like Kawhi Leonard part 2. That's exactly what he's giving you. So no, he's not better than OG Anunoby. However, the reason people are going to make that type of comparison, which doesn't make sense, but the reason they're going to say that is because championship and championship, but one championship was earned. The other one feels like it was given. That's the argument that happens between the two. I'm not going to have that argument. You want to know why? Because I'm looking at the play on the field, on the court, and what I'm seeing is what I love to see. So if Boston wants to have a conversation, let's do this again. I remember opening night. I think you guys do too. Let's run it back. I want to run it back because I think the next time we run it back, not going to look the same again. I promise you that. Locked, shared on X2. Hey, my guy M. Benz, I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you so much for the share. Craig says, we need one more wing player. I mean, if you need a wing, Chumo Kiki is available in Westchester. Costs you nothing. 26 years old, 6'7". Just saying. Joseph says F Boston. I absolutely agree with that. Yuri says the Knicks have finally found their identity, and boy, did Mikal do a turnaround. I defended him from the beginning of the season and said, watch what happens when he finally locks in. And he's locked in. Can't lie about that. I mean, I think he's been one of our best offensive players in the entire month. One of the best. And that's insane because you never would have thought that was the case in November. I did a tweet, I believe, about his shooting splits. If I'm not mistaken, in November, he was shooting around 23 or 26% from 3. And he's up that to now 46% or 43%. Some crazy number. It's just it's an incredible turnaround. And Mikal deserves a lot of the praise. He didn't listen to the noise. Listen to himself. And in New York City, very, very hard to do. But he did it and looks so much better because of it. Can't help but notice it. Random says, Troy, do you think OG will be an all-star? I want him to be. I really do want him to be. I don't know. I do think that the league is a little bit biased to the Knicks. I want him to get 2 all-stars. I'm concerned we might not even get Cat and Brunson, to be quite honest. So to get 3 of them with Cat, Brunson, and OG, I think that might be a lot. The league doesn't seem to like us a lot. So I don't know. Might have to do with fan voting as well. So we'll have to see. But I don't think the league is going to give us 3. Does he deserve it? I think he does. I absolutely believe he does. He's been playing like one. The defense, the offense, what we need. Yeah, I would say it. Absolutely. Nick Fan Forever says, we 3 away from Boston. Well, Boston better watch the hell out because we're about to slap them up when we see them again. Run it back, Boston. I want to see you guys again. Everybody keeps talking about opening night. I can't wait till they're talking about the next game when we smack you guys upside your head because that's what we need to talk about. I don't want to talk about opening night anymore. We're so past opening night. We're a way better team than we were on opening night. So I don't care about opening night anymore. Dovid says, the Knicks could win all games left before the new year. Just the Spurs and the Magic will be the tough ones, but the Knicks can beat them both and should beat the Wizards twice. I mean, we should. The Wizards don't have anybody. They're looking to make trades as we speak. Their whole locker room is disoriented. They're locked in anyway. So, I mean, what are they going to do? Nelly Nell says, how about Campaign knocking down big shots tonight? Nelly, you're right, man. I'm telling you. I mean, Campaign. I said it earlier. I don't know if you were a part of the show at that point. Campaign and Deuce McBride together are like our own 6-man. They do a lot of good things together. That backcourt's amazing. The defense they give you, along with the playmaking and the offense, it's just phenomenal. And those are your non-Brunson minutes, and we sometimes look better on offense and on defense during that time. Without Brunson, that means when Brunson gets into the game, he's like a cherry on top. Brunson is not a cherry on top. He's like an anvil on top of an entire cake. He destroys everything. And we have that to add to what we are already doing. Massacre. How can you stop it? There's no way to stop. It's impossible. Impossible, man. Excuse me, guys. Let's see what you got here. The Meow Wisdom says, Troy, do you think there should be a hustle player of the year award? And if so, that guaranteed has to go to the dog and the heart of the city, Josh Hart. There is, I believe, a hustle player of the award or something like that with maybe it's hustle plays, not hustle player. I don't remember which one it was. It might have been clutch player and hustle, something like that. I don't remember the exact award. Either way, if there is such an award as hustle player of the year, Josh Hart deserves it over any player. I don't know anybody who does what he does when he's on that floor. He has the ability to change the game like that by doing everything. You want a one-man fast break? Check. You want playmaking? Check. He, by the way, tonight found OG Anunoby on a couple of sweet dimes inside the paint. So if you want to find him, you can always find him. I mean, Josh Hart gives you a little bit of everything, and he's unselfish. That's the biggest thing. He doesn't care what he scores. He can score 0 and be happy because for him, it's about the team, about his teammates. Love Josh Hart. Love him. I hope he does win Hustle Player of the Year award if that exists. But, then the NBA will find a way to take that away from New York. They just always find a way to never give the Knicks the awards we deserve. I mean, I thought Leon Rose deserved Executive of the Year award last year. He didn't win it. Wasn't even close for it. So, it's hard to believe the NBA will do anything right when it comes to the Knicks, but you can always hope. Yeah, of course. Isaiah says, who would you say is our biggest X factor right now? Ooh, good question. Gotta say OG Anunoby. It's probably a toss-up between OG and Mikal, but I'd probably say OG because OG, if you take him away from what the Knicks are doing right now, the Knicks are not even close to looking the same. That's how OG Anunoby affects this game. That's how different he makes this team. So if you take away OG, the game is different. You keep OG in there, even if he's not giving you offense, he's going to give you some level of defense that's going to make up for everything. So I think OG Anunoby is your X factor at this point in time, with Mikal Bridges being a slight second there, just because of their two-way play. And any two-way players for me are always going to have that cadence for me of just being the player I look at as being the main player, the main X factor, if you will, for a team. Vibe Shop says, so are y'all voting? I hope everybody's voting. I voted. I've been voting, and I'm going to continue to vote. By the way, the official Knicks account on the app X makes it so easy. If you click on their link tweet, they have everything filled out for you. So all you have to do is hit submit. That's it. You just have to hit submit. So please vote for our guys. It's embarrassing that New York doesn't vote enough. Vote, 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 because we need it. Vibe Shop says, Troy, we need to be voting for our All-Stars. We have to. I've been screaming it at the top of my lungs. I always do. I'm going to start doing more tweets about that, where we have to actually start voting for our stars even more. Because I don't know how many people are actually doing it. I mean, I'm doing it, so I'm thinking in my head everybody else is. But you're right. A lot of people don't do it. And I don't even know why for some reason. Nelly Nell says, Shamit. Yeah, we talked about Shamit for a little bit, returning with the team. I dropped the video, by the way, guys. I know I dropped a lot of content recently. I apologize. There's just so much content to discuss. So in the morning, I dropped Tyler Kolek. We also talked about Jordan Clarkson. Then we talked about what's the other video I dropped? About Matt Ryan and Landry Shamet. There's a lot of different topics that we discussed today that we dropped videos on, a lot of different things to watch. If you haven't seen any of those topics, please, by all means, go watch them, to go check it out. Tomorrow, we're going to be dropping a clip of this video like we always do. A lot of people have been asking me, hey, Troy, I missed the video recaps. What happened to them? Well, again, it's been my son's birthday. The holidays are coming up, so I haven't really been around in my house to even watch the games, to be able to do all of this stuff. So it's been quite hard for me to do that. But for this game, and not for the Spurs game, because I won't be home for that. But for every game after the Spurs game, I will be doing post games, or at least trying to. So you can expect the video after that. You can expect a video from today's live with Jordan Clarkson. I'm clipping that, so guys are gonna get a video for that tomorrow afternoon. And we're also gonna be doing more videos as other topics come out. So don't worry, guys. So many more topics coming your way. So happy to give you guys more content. If you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. That's really all I ask from you guys. If you just hit that subscribe button, it really grows the channel and really helps us get to where we want to be. That 25K goal is just a few steps away. I can feel it. We're so close. Thank you, guys. Let's see. Knicks fan forever says, Knicks should run with this team and Robinson. Let's not make any more moves. Yeah, I've been saying that, actually. I don't think they're going to make any more moves. I don't think they're going to trade for Jordan Clarkson. It doesn't really make sense for me. I think if you're going to make a trade, you do so for a wing or a center. But at this point, the way the Knicks are looking, we're 19-10. We're looking better as a team each and every game. I don't really want to mess with the chemistry. I kind of want to stick with the team that we have and who we have on this roster and who we're building with. Because you guys remember, the chemistry to start out didn't look good. I don't know if I want to experience that again by making a move we don't have to make. And right now, I don't think we have to make a move at all. We're so good as a team. I think that making a move could potentially hurt us, especially if it's the wrong move. So I agree with you. I wouldn't do that. Let's see. Bunny says, I vote on my account and my husband's account. Knicks, baby. Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching the stream and also for voting for our All-Stars. We need that. We need more votes for our stars. And Jalen and Karl-Anthony Towns and OG, please vote these guys in. The NBA is not going to do it. The NBA is going to rob us blind. That's what they do. We have to control our own destinies. If we want these guys in the game, then let's continue to vote. Vote New York, vote New York, go. Vote New York, vote New York, go. Vote our All-Stars. They need to be in this game. And honestly, guys, given the level of play, they deserve it. We could be potentially in a few games number 2 in the Eastern Conference and then only looking up at one team. We're here. We're close. Couple more comments and then we're going to end the stream for tonight because I got to get to some editing and some other things that I got to do for the night and for tomorrow's show. So definitely got to make sure that happens. But guys, you guys have been great all year long, all season long, all month of December long. You guys have always rocked with me. Post game, live streams, videos, clips, whatever it is. You guys are absorbing that content, loving it, and giving me your raw, authentic feedback. And I appreciate that. Some of you guys hate it. Some of you guys love it. But you always come back to watch, and that is the most important thing because I get the pulse of the fan base when I listen to you. So you guys make me better by just consuming content. So thank you guys so much. You will never, ever know how much your support means to me. I could not put it into enough words. Thank you guys once again. Monkey Ren says, voting now. I appreciate that. Outlaw says, salute, great win. Yuri says, Troy, question. Will you attempt to do a live reaction quarter by quarter come the playoffs? I don't know if I'll do that, but come the playoffs, I'm probably going to do a live watch along. I did one earlier with playback, but I wasn't able to do it in the right way because the room was getting a little bit, a lot of issues with that. But I've worked with them. We've fixed that. So moving forward for the main games and also for the strong games coming forward and the post games for the playoff games, how we're going to do that is we're going to do the watch alongs. We're going to end the watch along stream, and then we're going to start up a new stream kind of like this where it's better for engagement for the post game streams for the playoffs. Before the playoffs, though, there's a lot more things to discuss, a lot more things that I want to do, but those are some of the plans coming up. But very good question. It's going to be a great time, great show, and so many things to talk about during that time. Hopefully at that time, I'm praying we can have some more interaction with live callers. I've been trying to do that for a while now, trying to set that up. Hopefully we can get the live caller part up and open because I want to hear from you guys. Actually hear from you guys and have people hear you. We're very close to it. I promise you guys. Hopefully it's coming soon. We're trying to work out a couple of other things right now, just in terms of moderating the entire call. That's the whole problem. We can't moderate the calls before they come in. So we're trying to figure out a way to do that. Maybe have a way where we drop a chat and then anybody who's there, they can just say a message so we know they're real and then we can pour them through. We're trying to figure out the logistics of it all. But once we do, we will get you that. And I'm hoping we can do it soon because I know you guys have requested it. But Nick Fan Forever says, happy holidays, Troy, to you and your family. Good night. I appreciate you. Hollis in the house. I appreciate that as well, too. And I hope I answered everybody's questions tonight. I appreciate everybody who joined the live stream. Whether you're watching the playback and you're leaving a comment, I'm going to see it. Or you're in the live stream right now and you're leaving comments. I see everything and I appreciate that. You guys will never know what 2024 has meant to me, not only as a content creator, but as a father. The amount of struggles that I went through just doing my own thing and trying to make this what I want to do. It's been really difficult. A lot of hard life decisions, but honestly, without the support I get from you, without the passion for the game, for the Knicks, for all of this, I wouldn't be where I am today. In a way, it kind of saved me, and you guys helped me with that as well, too. So again, you guys will never know how much I appreciate what you guys do for me, this channel, and where we are right now and look to be as a brand. So thank you guys so much. Appreciate you guys joining the live stream. And please let me know for tonight's game. As you guys saw, the Knicks dominated 139 to 125. We destroyed the Raptors behind OG Anunoby and Karl-Anthony Towns and their monster games. You guys have to tell me, what did you think about tonight's game? Did you like it? What did you like from it? Did you not like some parts of it? Were there some parts that you wanted me to speak about that I didn't speak about? Let me know in the comments, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for tonight's stream and for tonight's episode. I really do appreciate you guys tuning in, and that's really going to do it for us tonight. If you have any other questions or comments, please go ahead and leave those questions and concerns below, because again, guys, it's always good to get your feedback. Please make sure you smash that like button, leave a comment below, and of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans, take care of yourself, your families, and each other. If I don't talk to you guys before the holidays, please enjoy your holidays. Thanks and peace and love to your families and your friends, and enjoy whatever you celebrate with everyone that's close and that's important to you and that matters. Because best believe I'll be doing the exact same thing. Let's go Knicks. I'm out of here, guys. Peace and love.